This is part 5 of modeling my time machine, and I'm going to get to work on this section here, which I'm calling the control panel. So I've got a collection right there. And what I'm going to do first of all is reset this rotation here, and then rotate it 180 degrees so it's a little bit easier to work on. I'm going to just focus on this thing. And let's bring in a circle, and I'll go for 24 vertices, and we'll scale it down, rotate, pull it out, and look from the side, and let's delete these vertices right here. Scale this in the Z to flatten it out like that. E, extrude down, scale Z 0. And I'm going to take those and J to join them. Take the whole thing, and let's just get the size a bit better. Let's extrude it. And then face selection, let's take these faces and extrude them out, and then delete those faces. Let's select that and bring the 3D cursor there and add a mirror. I'll go ahead and apply that and see what I want to use. Let's see if I do that. No, I'm going to try a bevel. Focus just on that. We're going to delete these bottom faces. Okay, focus on that again. I'm going to select that E and S, scale in the X, I'll scale globally again, make it a bit smaller, it'll come down a bit. I am going to, let's see, how do we want to do this? Maybe I'll scale the whole thing in the X like this. A little bit narrower. Okay, let's start with that. Now, I'm going to bring in a cylinder. I'll go for 24 as well. Nothing there. To make the lever. And I want this relatively large and sticking off to the side. So what I'm thinking is something like, well, you'll see. I'm going to take this end and E and S and grid fill that. and then bevel this edge a little bit. Whereas this end, I'm going to cap and then bevel more like this. Okay, let me look from the top now. So imagine, let's see. Okay, let's grab this edge here, Shift D. There we go. There it is. P to break it out. Take just that. Okay, scale it a little bit. Okay, now this part, I'm just going to move it. So it's kind of like that thickness there. Okay, scale Shift X. Let's bring it out. And then I'm just going to take the whole thing, E and Alt S, and I'm going to pull. Could get rid of those. I'm not going to bother right now. Okay. I'm going to do this from the top and face selection. 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's get this right. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Doesn't look quite. I don't know. Let's look from the side there. Let's see if I extrude those. It looks relatively straight, eh? Let's take this whole thing and rotate X 180. All right. Scale Z 0. Pull it down. Delete those. This one, I think I'll do subdivision. And just throw in edge loops. Yeah. Okay, on this one, I'm going to bring an edge loop into there, and to there, and then I'm going to roll my mouse up and get a bunch of segments like that. And then I'm going to Shift Alt and click and face selection all these. I think I'm going to take this at E and Alt S first to pull it out. And I think then I'm going to poke those I and Alt S, bring them out even more. I don't know if that'll make much of a difference, but I'm hoping it will a little bit. Okay, let's go there. Now, if I switch this over to cavity, I've created a lot of geometry, but I don't really care. Oh, bring that back. That's the general effect I was going for. Okay. And if I got something I don't like, I can always make that into a indentation. pull that in. Okay. Now it's possible if my shading is a bit weird, I'm not sure if it is, I'll just come here and I'll do that. And I think that's probably better anyhow. Alright, so yeah, that's my lever there. Pretty high poly. Now, that's not the position that I'm going to want it in. Put it there, and think about rotating it maybe later on. Now, before I go any further, there is something actually I want to do on this. Do I want to inset this? No, I don't want to inset it. I just want to take it and I want to raise it up a little bit. And bevel back. Put a couple segments there. Just have a slightly raised area there. Okay. Is some buttons. And the way I'm going to do that is I'm going to bring my 3D cursor there, and I'm going to bring in a plane and get the area that I want for buttons. This is going to be very generic. Nothing special, just, you know, some buttons. And that's going to be buttons right there. Okay, so I'm going to take this and I'm going to subdivide. I just want to look pretty squarish, so I'm going to subdivide that one more time. I think I'm going to give it some thickness. There we go. And then we'll press I to inset and come in a little ways. I'm going to come down. I'm going to I to inset again. Oh, too much. And then E to extrude. Bring them up. Let's deselect and let's throw on a bevel. Alright, let's try the different selections. We can add this as well. And then we can scale this if we want bigger buttons. I mean, I'm going to be a little bit at a distance, and that's going to be turned. So maybe I want something like that. One other thing that I could do, though, which is a little bit, questionable, but I'm going to probably do it, is just grab those corners and try see if I can round them a little bit. And just do that. I think that's a little bit big though. So very generic buttons, but it's probably okay. I hope it's okay. It is for me. Okay. So we're also going to take these. I'm going to remove them from there. I don't want them there anymore. I'm going to have them on here instead. Let's go on that side. To adjust the size of this lever. So we get that. Not really convincing screws, but I think it's pretty obvious what they would be. Now, can I just move this stuff over? Everybody play nice. Okay, now all of this should be going in control panel, except these, because they were created elsewhere. So M, move to control panel. And I don't want those there anymore. So let's see. There we go. It's safe. I want to do some more work on this by coming in here and grabbing all of that and this bottom face and up the sides a little bit. Not that far. And I'm going to give this a bit more thickness. I'm going to come in here and I'm going to take this piece, Shift D, come out, P to break it out. Scale this in the Y. And I'm going to make like a card reader, like, you know, you slide your ID card through in order to use this. Very simple. Let's see. Do this. Roll down to 0. Thin space for your card. Maybe exaggerate it a bit. Let's extrude this out a bit. Let's get rid of all this stuff for now. Okay. And then let's take these and just extrude them out. It's pretty thick. So maybe I would take these and scale them in the Z a little thinner. And then what if I scale these in the Y? Just to do that. What's got a bevel on it? You, no, you, yeah. What if I just grab this and Control L modifier, see if that works for me. And then add to that. And I was thinking I could possibly just throw in an edge loop and see if I'll tighten it up and get rid of the back on the bottom, whatever you call that part. Let's bring you in. Alright, we're gonna mess around with that in a second. Okay, we also want to do something else, so before I freak out about those creases there, I want to do this. Might clear out. Let's make sure we're going in the right direction. Alright, what do we got going on here? Let's try then. I don't know that there's much of a bevel on there at all. There's a little. And that may be just fine for what I want to do. I might need to have these things a little exaggerated, you know, so that they're visible. You can tell what it is. See, now I think it's too there. Okay, well, at any rate, that would go there. It's just there, something. Okay. And next is a power supply for this thing. I think, yeah. Yeah, okay, let's do that. So, Q. It's going to be run by batteries, like car batteries almost. Let's see. probably waste some by doing all this. Okay, now this is going to have some terminals. Now let's actually bring the 3D cursor there. Circle 18. I'll make them large so they're exaggerated again. I want to close this one off and bevel these edges with one, and put Control 1 if I can, get away with it, just like this. Now, is that a little bit too big maybe? But scale shift Z. Okay. And another one. Okay, now you. Okay. No? Fine. Yeah, that's gotta be on. Okay, now let's make sure that you're on the ground. And okay, let's isolate you. I want to get rid of the bottom. Why don't we? I don't want to come out too far because then I lose my curve there. So let's just do it like that. Now, I'm not really going to see this very much, but anyways, I was thinking of two of them, and then another two. Because I want two batteries running this thing, and I'll mirror them. Let's make contact here, guys. It'll just to show, like, wow. I'm not sure if these ones might be open or not, but anyways, here's the idea. The idea is, take this, so we'll select that. Well, there it is. I am not going to make you watch me do too much of this part because this is a lot of fiddling for me. That's not what I wanted. It doesn't really matter though. Now, this I actually want, I take it back. I do want it rotated from the side. Does that make sense? I do want it coming out of the side is what I mean to say. Alright, let's get back to this. Let's take this and bring it up. And over a bit. Okay, okay. Grab this guy and yank him over here. This guy. And this guy. And start making something. Look from the side. Take these. That's what I was talking about. I want it to come out of the side of the terminal. Let's give this some thickness now. Let's go for 14. Try that. Yeah, I kind of want it to go like that. Just. And then I'm going to take this and copy it to this terminal. And try to get away with just making this one do the same kind of thing. Maybe a few, you know. I could almost. Oh, did I go with the same bloody one? I could probably live with that, to tell you the honest truth. Maybe thinner, maybe not, though it's hard to see. That being the case, I'm going to create a new collection. I'm going to call this battery. Yeah, and these guys. Battery. Now, what does that do for me? Takes those, but these are in control panel. I think I'll leave it like that. And then we'll take, let's say I select all of these. I don't know if this is a good way of doing it, but let's put my cursor there, mirror around that. Went in. Yeah, you need a lot of juice for this thing to work. Okay, so we got that. I forgot something, didn't I? I forgot to rotate this before I did that. That's okay. We're gonna do that now. Yeah, we gotta do that now. And that's why, okay, hide that. Let's take control panel. Select you. Okay. Let's look from the side. That's good enough. Then let's rotate you. Too much. Bring you down so you're a little bit thicker there. That's better. That's another reason I wanted those, so they would show. Alright, let's bring back battery and play with these again. Okay, so that's there. And you're sticking through. I don't want to adjust that anymore. And so, yeah, you are. And so we're going to select you and mesh bisect. We're going to cut you and clear outer. No, clear inner. I don't even need to fill it. Goodbye. How's that? I mean, it took a while to get to this point. Actually, just before we do that, we should, yep, do that to check my polys. So I'll take that and recalculate outside. Recalculate outside. Some funny stuff with that. Okay, I can just do all of these. Oh, that looks nice in this color. There we go. And that is what I wanted to do. So we've certainly jumped up in polys, but my computer seems to be handling it okay, and I'm all right with that. There's no way you would do this in geometry other than watching me do it, but I just wanted to do it that way anyhow. Okay. So that's what I got so far for the time machine, and we'll come back and do some more work later.